The last time we went to the Abyss, it was lone and dark place. Now with the recent patch, it is no longer lonely. It is very dangerous, with several new enemies that put your end game freeze to some challenge. I will show you how I got powerful enough to get to the point of fighting these things and what kind of build I used to conquer this great challenge. Look here, boys and girls, pretty carefully. We have around 10 hours of footage here, more in this folder. I'm too lazy to edit all of it, and I want you to get to the cool stuff, so I will sum up the 10 hours of gameplay into like few minutes. And of course we have to be prepared for the Abyss, so this is what we did. As our fleet got bigger, we got the power to hunt the big bounty for some serious cash. And as our colonies grew, we had a lot of crises. Persian League blockade, independent attack, hegemony, all the things. But personally, I hate the Persian blockade, so my course of action is to delete the home world and tactical bombard it. We managed to complete the main quest line, of course. We want to teleport around through the gates, and after many hours we also started to hunt remnants for the alpha cores. And I mean, you want to have the beefed up planet systems, but we also integrated one to the Mark 1 onslaught. Also, we paid 1 million credits to the pirates. Now we have better relationship. Red planet achieved. Now as we are going back to the Abyss, I will stop it. Our colonies are getting impressive. Our main tundra world with the Ladakh majority, commerce and AI cores making nice amount of cash. Our tundra world, but not half bad. And we have also volcanic world, and I don't think I need to be pushing much further. Just for the high command. We have the piracy respite, as we defeated the big pirate raids, and also we paid 1 million for the protection. And most importantly, this is my current fleet that will carry us through the Abyss. We have 1 eagle, 1 heron, but the main stuff starts now. Few omens. These things were absolutely brutal during the tournament match, so I now always bring few of these. 1 medusa, Mark 1 onslaught with the embedded alpha core, 1 paragon, pretty beefed up, and what I am the most proud of are these Anubis times 3. 1, 2, 3. And this build is also that I will use in the next tournament, if they allow me to. I've been working on this build for a long time. 3 paladin systems, converted hangar bay, because as if this thing can use it, why not? Teresa support fighter and broadsword heavy fighter. This makes it the thing cost 20 points to deploy. It is absolutely brutal. Absolutely insane. And I will now show you a few videos how it works. The Anubis is amazing. With the special ability, with the Temporal Shell, it is very bursty, but also can disengage very fast. This thing just obliterates small ships. And I mean, it obliterates them even more if they are not high-tech and don't have that strong of a shield. In the front, we have 1 heavy mauler and 1 thumper for the armor damage and for more DPS. And not forget about the capabilities of obliterating rockets, obliterating fighters. This thing is crazy, and I mean, I absolutely love it. We have also 1 Doom. I don't think we have to talk about the Paragon, there are many videos about it, but I think many agree that 2 Pulse Razors and 2 Takeon Lances is optimal build. But I have 1 more ship that I wanted to very much talk about, and that's the buffed Astral. If you don't know, they integrate advanced targeting core to this thing, absolutely insane, but they also added integrated extended missile racks. Crazy, because missile racks will be probably mandatory, makes you save a lot of ordnance points. And look what I have put on it. Trident torpedo bombers. From 25 points, 20 points buff. This thing obliterates anything in front of it. But there's a catch. I think bombers and fighters are very strong in the early to mid game, because usually ships don't have that many point defense systems. But then the end game, this thing is very expensive. It does struggles against point defense system. I will now show you a few videos when it happened. First of all, it was against champion class. Like, this thing shouldn't defend against this. Although I wasn't using the Trident torpedo bomber. Still, it was pretty crazy that this kind of small ship would handle this massive Astral. But of course, if you put it against something non-defended like Conquest with have PD systems, yeah, you will cause a lot of damage. But on the other side, if you put it against Onslaught, nothing will get through. Which made me realize, yeah, it's of course natural that something will counter some things, and it should be okay. But for me, at least in this playthrough, it happened way too often that these fighters and bombers were just obliterated too fast. So I think at least at the end game, fighters and bombers should get somehow buffed with skills, or make some super expensive fighters so only late game Astral, for example, can field it, or lower the ordnance points cost, because I would rather have a Paragon than this thing. For fun, I tested 1 Mark 1 onslaught against 4 Astrals with S-mods and with officers, and it is a very one-sided matchup. Mark 1 obliterates everything in front of it. Of course, it isn't a fair matchup, but should it be that one-sided for 50-point ships against this one? Should it be that easy? Maybe yes, because of the balancing. But as I said, in this playthrough, it didn't feel that great, even with all of the buffs. Now let's go into it. Maybe one sad thing is, I should have brought Conquest. The Doom is very extra. Now this place always looks scary, but now as you know that something's creeping around, it's even better. Luckily for us, we managed to get to the jump point without any troubles. Of course, before the abyssal horror, the fighters are coming in. Oh, they will deal a lot of damage. Yeah, this thing in recent times, it doesn't perform that well. Especially if you compare it to the new enemy. And as it doesn't have that much point defense, yeah, the Astral does a lot of work here. And with the frontal heavy mauler and thumper, we'll slowly also get through the armor. Now you can see spinning my microphone so it doesn't fall off. While the ancient Leviathan is heading to my core system to create a gate. Charlie, do you hear me, Charlie? Now with all things done, it was time to explore a bit more. And immediately after leaving the system, we found our point of interest. However, this light doesn't seem to flicker that much. As we read through the text, we realize that our sensors are picking up something from the light. And we have two options, or the strong sensor sweep, or to lower it and be chill. And as I haven't read it that correctly, yeah, I went full sensor sweep. What is that? A hidden blackness awaiting, luring jolts away. And now, as we did a full sensor sweep, we awakened the full power of this red mist. Speed, abyssal hyperspace, missile speed, range, top speed -20. I don't think we'll win. Stop firing at him. Ooh, that's scary. Oh, one gone. And unluckily for me, this was the first time I was fighting and therefore I didn't know what to really do. First thing to note is it is very impressive. It is looking wonderfully eerie. I love the design. I think the main point of interest for you is the big red blob. Yes, indeed. It doesn't do that much damage, but it is very tanky and it does tank for the rest of the enemy. But there is something that does more damage. And these are the supercharged red mists. I should probably check how they are called. We call it the red mist. They call it the Shrouded. The biggest tank is the Shrouded Maw. But what you have to keep an eye on is the Shrouded Eye. This thing shoots a laser pretty much, a very strong one, and they don't stop firing. And in my short experience, yeah, the small ships get wrecked immediately. Somehow we managed to defeat the big Shroud, but eventually, after fighting and fighting as we weren't that prepared, they would slowly whittle me down. And this battle was lost. Now it was clear to me that I have to prepare more. I changed the skills and I changed the fleet. There is a few changes I have done. I have removed the Astral. I added one Paragon. I managed to find one more Omen. I removed the Doom as well. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Omens. One Conquest, but maybe too many capital ships. So this might not be that beneficial. Maybe more small ships could be better, but I don't know. We will try. And back to the Abyss we went, searching for the Shrouded to get the revenge. But unfortunately for us, we haven't found the Shrouded. We found the threat. The question is, will it be easier to defeat? Now the threat enemy is its beast on itself. I mean, you can see fast forward of the video as I'm fighting them. I was much better prepared. At the beginning, I was very confident I would defeat them. I would destroy enemy after enemy, closing in slowly to the mothership. But at that time, I haven't realized, as I didn't know then, that something is different here. Something was off. I was feeling I was defeating so many enemies, and somehow their numbers weren't dwindling. On themselves, they are not such a strong enemy, but there's so many of them. So many flying projectiles everywhere. It is very hard to get through them. And it is because you want to get to the mothership, to this big replicator thingy, because the main point of this mothership is to create more ships. And slowly I started to realize that if we wouldn't destroy the mothership, yeah, we would be screwed. Eventually, we would get overwhelmed because we couldn't get to the mothership. And I lost another battle. In my opinion, the threat is stronger than the Shroud. As I mentioned, the ships are very strong, but there is one particular ship that charges up, which proves to be a lot of trouble. Very much so. Put up the guns! Put up the guns! That's big, like Thomas. After a few tries, even getting sometimes close, I wasn't able to defeat them, unfortunately. So when it comes to this enemy, I started to get more cautious, and I would fight small fleets that I would eventually defeat. When it comes to the big fleets, it was just super tough nut to crack. Therefore, we had to come with another plan. Now it was time to think about different strategy. To go all out. And I mean, we have to bring out the big guns. And one of the most OP ships I know is the Ziggurat. And here we are dropping in, phasing out and in to lower the cooldown of our beams. And with the great range, just annihilating the mothership. Honestly, it doesn't have the best DPS, but it was such an improvement. With this ship, we can conquer. And I know there's multiple builds for this that could do wonders. With this setup, I started to win some fights actually. Defeating motherships even. Very nice. And when it comes to our misty friends, yeah, they weren't real trouble before, but now they are very easy. For me, what works absolute wonders, it's the Paragon. Because Paragon with the Fortress Shield can really tank the big lasers, while it also dishes up good damage. Paired with the Ziggurat, yeah, we are having a good time. For me, although the eyes are the biggest danger, in my experience, it is very beneficial to just target the big thing and get it over with quickly so it doesn't tank for the rest of the team, and then their fleet will just fall apart. I managed to hunt so many of these that I got some of the fragments and I could start crafting some weapons. And I mean, those weapons look mighty fun. This is the Ziggurat build, by the way, and it will quite depend what will you get from the Doritos. It very much can be improved, but I'm looking at another build as well. Taking lances can work as well, but I heard rift torpedoes can be absolutely ridiculous. But that's one of the next things I want to try. By the way, this is the Paragon. The special weapons I crafted. Wonderful sound. But if you notice, they are kinda infinite. It will take a while for me to judge them. They are already looking super fun. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Take care.